Hello, I'm Dave O'Connell with a word about the stories that are in this week's Connacht Tribune. The bad news this week is that Connemara is slipping into the sea, and while it's not going to happen today or tomorrow, in geological terms, it's all moving fairly quickly. Now, two factors have combined to trigger this, according to Welsh geologist Jonathan Wilkins, who has written on the phenomenon. One is rising sea levels globally, but the other is that the crust beneath Southern Ireland is being levered downwards by a strong, what they call isostatic rebound. That's where the land mass that was depressed by the huge weight of ice sheets during the last glacial period rises. In essence, this means that counties to the north and east are going up, while the southern counties, including Galway, are going down. And because so much of Connemara's landscape is made up of peat, when the sea encroaches onto land, it takes the peat away, leaving just rocks behind, which will go on to become solitary rocky islands. Fascinating story, and you can read all about it in this week's paper. It's a very familiar story from University Hospital Galway this week, where overcrowding at the emergency department has left staff raging over what they called the horrendous conditions. Last week saw 1,000 patients present for treatment, and such was the stress and tension that Gardaí were called to sort out an incident last Friday when one staff member came under attack. All of this comes as the hospital group's chief confirmed to a HSE West Regional Forum meeting that February saw record levels of overcrowding at UHG. We've a fulsome tribute to one of Galway's greatest ever hurlers, although Mullagh's Tony Redden won his All-Irelands with Tipperary after transferring south. But the man who was the goalkeeper on the team of the century and the team of the millennium never forgot his Galway roots right up to his death at the ripe old age of 95 this week. We have the Rosa Tralee on her visit back to her old alma mater at Presentation College in Headford, and the opening of the Freemasons' new lodge at the weekend, which is in Athenry. We have loads on last weekend's phenomenal Galway Bay FM Radiothon, which raised €175,000 after over 3 days for Galway Hospice and Cancer Care West, and the money indeed is continuing to pour in on that. In sport, it's another big weekend in the league for Galway's hurlers and footballers. Hurlers face their old foes Kilkenny at Pearse Stadium, while the footballers are away to Down. Looking back to last weekend, it was a disappointing one for Mullagh in the All-Ireland Senior Camogie final, but a hell of an achievement nonetheless. And Stephen Glennon is talking to the Galway man who has captained both Brazil and Liberia in his lifetime in rugby. So all of that and loads more in this week's paper, which is in the shops this Thursday morning and every Thursday morning, or you can download our new Connacht Tribune app, which is available at the App Store or from Google Play.